want to thank my high school debate class for allowing me to be outspoken. Because when I was in high school, I had I had to do I had to do like a speech like pro gay rights, and someone else had the opposite of me, and I was like up at the podium shaking, but by the end of like speaking in front of people, and then by the time I was done, people were like, "You are so amazing! You spoke with so much power and gusto, blah blah blah." But it's because this was actually something I believed in. It was like gay rights. It makes sense. But man, I feel like I really gotta speak out on things that irk me. Um, and like maybe my moral compass isn't. I don't know. I trust my moral compass. Like I be knowing things a lot quicker than most people be knowing things. And that's not to toot my own horn, but it's just been proven in my life. Where I've said things about circumstances and situations, and then they happen, and then I'm like, well, if you'd listened to me, you probably would have avoided that. But I digress. That being said, I've been talking about this whole like ageism thing with dating, and I've also been talking about like the jab. Um, and yeah, not ageism per se, but like just older men dating younger women, and like to me it's just comical because I know a lot of friends in real life who like do this, and like this isn't me calling you out because they kind of already know how I feel, because when I don't usually keep my feelings to myself. But yeah, with this whole like, see, I've always had a weird like weird thing with age because I don't look my age. I'm 28, but people very frequently tell me I don't look 28. I'm just gonna go grab a lighter. But yeah, so I've always had this weird thing where like I was always sketched out if older people were interested in me, like someone who's like older, you know what I mean? Like older, like honestly, honestly, even when people like around my mom's age are interested in me, which is like not very old. My mom's like 40, you know, but 45. She's 45. She's not 40. Um, it's just an interesting dynamic. I'm like, you're the same age as my mom, you know, or my dad. Like, it was fucking weird. So when people were like 50 or 60, you're like, oh, you're just so beautiful. It's like, I get wanting to appreciate beauty. That's one thing, right? It's like, there's, especially on Maui, there's so many beautiful people, like, every single day. Um, and that's just like part of the initiation in getting here is like harnessing your chi. um, and so I get it, but at the same time, it's like when you look for relationships that are long lasting, or maybe that's not what they're like. I'm not judging anyone. And you know what? Like, I've totally dated people younger than me too. 3 years younger than me, a couple years younger. I wouldn't date someone at this point under my age, which is 27, especially because I'm going through my Saturn return right now. So I feel like that's like, if I'm gonna date, I need someone who like at least kind of is like been through it, or like is going through it, like Saturn and Aquarius. But on the other issue, we'll just bring it back to that, because I don't even really like to talk about it because people are fucking weird. But I gotta talk about it because I don't want to talk about it. So growing up, I was a hypochondriac. Like, when I tell you I was in the hospital, or I would go to my primary physician like every other week because I had anxiety and breathing problems, like my heart palpitation, crazy stuff. And I would always go in and be like, something's wrong with me, help me, blah, blah, blah. And they're like, you're fine, you're good, you da, 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 da. And then one time I had a kidney infection and it got really bad. And I was like, something's wrong. And they're like, you're fine. And then I had to go to the hospital and be put on morphine and given fluids. But, dude. So much of what ails people can be healed by this right here. This water, there's Puff. And there's some, if you get stickers that say what you want in your water, but seriously, thank you to the waters. So much can be transmuted just through water. But yeah, I went down this whole like path to holistic healing. I went vegan and I did all these things because I was getting processed foods that I didn't really connect were affecting the state of my being, like high sugar, highly processed, packaged foods, Goya, fucking all the dumb shit, you know, that you get when you're like, I'm an adult, I can get food for myself, I'm gonna get the cheapest, tastiest food, you know. Yeah, after that experience at the hospital, I was like, I need to be conscious of what I put in my body, my temple. And like tattoos, right? Tattoos have fucking, what is it? Heavy metals, you know? So I'm aware of the things that I put in my body. I used to have a bunch of rings and metals and all these things. I become really, really conscious of what I put in my body. I had an IUD, birth control. I had that for about 2 years. It was supposed to be for 3, but I took it out early because I was like, I missed my period. I'm going through the period without like, so I need to bring that back. So yeah, you know, I just feel that when you're a kid, you don't have a choice. And that's really fucked up, you know? I feel like if more people listen to their children, they would be so smart. Oh my god. Instead of being obsessed with trying to fucking change or teach them, they should be like, just to, you know, but like, cause they'll tell you. I mean, and like, this whole thing is not even on their radar. I feel like I can't even say it like fucking Voldemort. Like, this is like, what? You know? But they already know, like, they're with the shits, you know? The younger generation. It's just like, man, we're all gonna die. We don't know when, we don't know how, or maybe we do. I don't know. But I just think injecting yourself with foreign substances I eat food that God gave me, which is the fruit of the trees, the fruit of the land, nature made things. I would even really mess with LSD too much because of the fact that it's synthetic, you know. And so for this, like, concoction that was made by people who say that they have your best interest, right? But as we know through life, people lie. They say they have your best interest, and they're doing some things. They're giving people money, but they're giving people money because nobody can work because they ruin the market. And so really it's, you know, so to, I don't know, put that kind of substance in your body without really seeing what it is or why someone would want you to have it, why people are so adamant, like people who aren't, I don't know, like celebrities. They're getting celebrities to push this. What they're actors, they're entertainers, they're literally paid. I mean, it's like, come on, guys. Like, I don't know, man. It's like, it really just takes asking questions, you know, like, at least a couple. Like, first of all, who's making this shit? Secondly, how's it going? What are the symptoms, side effects? You know, and if you look, they're not good. They are not good. And I know some people who have taken it and they're fine. But the thing about dis-ease is that it can set in over time. So it's also about cleansing the mind. It's not just about the temple, right? Because people can fucking fast all day. People can go on 40-day fast, 60-year, what? Man, people can push their body to the limits, right? And through that, their channel becomes super fucking clear. And they're like manifesting everything. And they're like, oh my God, I am God. Whoa. You know, because they're just living off of fruits and literally stuff created from the sun. Like the sun and the earth, the baby, the fruit. It's just, yeah. So, micro is the macro. But clearing out the inner vessel, like the body is really good, but also the mind and the fear and the programming and the habits that we've inherited somehow just through repetition of visualization. So what is it we want to visualize in the world? You know, do we want to visualize, it's the Taurus new moon, all right, let's go. It's the Taurus new moon. Okay, I'm a Taurus moon. What would I like to see? Communities, big gardens, orchards everywhere, big fruit trees, like lined up everywhere on the corner of each house. that people can just pick fruit from. Rooftop gardens in cities that are already established. I want to see green spilling off the sides, out of windows, and everywhere. Like forest has reclaimed its birthright, the breath, because my out breath is nature's in breath. That's when they breathe in. That's when the trees and plants breathe in. And when when the plants breathe out, that's when I breathe in. That's when we breathe in. And we roll like the tides of the ocean. So, my vision for the future is everyone gets back in nature for like hours, for like days, just is in nature. Yes. And, well, if that's what they want. But the ideal future for me is definitely in nature with a bunch of people chilling, making music, exchanging goods, trading crystals, serving tea, dancing everywhere. And contact dancing. I want to learn more of that. I'm still not versed in the realm of contact dancing. If you don't know what contact dancing is, look it up. Cob homes, tiny homes, movable homes, nomadic lifestyle, but also rooted. Like, there's just pockets where people are rooted, and like you could go and like work and live there. And as long as you're giving back to nature, like nature gives back to you. That's why I'm not worried about shit, to be honest. Like, when the birds and the dogs and the fucking deer and everything starts wigging out and fucking running some type of way, that's when I'm like, all right, I'm gonna follow them, because they know they know they're attuned to something, you know. But all these like man-made Maya illusionary fears and problems, and you should have this and get this skincare line and do this for your hair and make this and be here and blah 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 and oh blah. It's like all distraction, you know. It's like, it's fun, it's cool, you meet people, you talk about stuff, you fucking expand your consciousness, you know, nerve brains type energy. But then, you know, I go out in the world and I'm like, I gotta go to the grocery store and wear a mask, and like people are so excited for this like experimental thing that's going on, and people want to go to the moon and fucking go to Mars and shit. And I'm like, what? Y'all, we can't leave Earth. I don't know if you know this. We cannot leave Earth. We can, once our astral bodies are like at the frequency of that. And that's all ascension is. That is literally all death is. It's literally the shedding of ascended mastery in this flesh body into higher realms of being. That's all it is. And maybe we need more death doulas in the world that can help people transition in life. So if you feel like that's a calling for you, even if it seems like, whoa, that's mysterious and scary, like some people just have a different view and experience with doularship and death and transformation and ascension. Yeah. So just keep focusing on what it is you want to see in the world, what it is your like dreams are, and even if shit starts triggering you online, go the fuck outside. Put it down. Go to the ocean. Go put your back against a tree or lay vertically down. I have sweat marks because I'm passionate, and I have a lot of water in my chart, and it is what it is. But this is natural and normal. I'm drawing attention to it because whatever, it's like, what the fuck ever. We gotta just do and be and like normalize everything that is told that is not normal. We must normalize that is normal, like farting and talking about poop and sweats, but like things that are not normal, we can like denormalize, like wearing a fucking face mask. Like, please denormalize that. Like, that's not natural, that's not normal, that's not natural. This is natural, I don't have to be afraid of this. My leg hair is natural. I don't have to be, it's not, some people, they're like, but that's how this world, our vision, our eyes literally are inverted. So they see upside down. So everything is actually upside down. So if we look at it that way, then we know that everything is upside down and a little bit backwards. So just be aware of that when navigating this time-space continuum. And I'm super thankful for having like civics class and philosophy class, and like having these, like I was reading Nietzsche in high school, I went from like nihilistic darkness, like the just like bleak, depressed life, to like being this person before you. And I wasn't the nicest person, okay? I can admit that. Like, there's a lot of shit karmically that we inherit from lifetimes of being mistreated and karmic debts and owes we pay people, whatever. But like, really taking care of our bodies, taking care of our minds, taking care of the planet and our surroundings, that's like the best way to absolve yourself and heal karma. Seriously, like, just being compassionate. And someone was like, oh, even if you help someone, like, that's creating karma. And I'm like, yeah, I guess that's true. Like, good karma, or you're creating karma with that person somehow, some way, because your energy signatures have crossed for some time. But it doesn't have to, that doesn't mean that it's like a negative connotation. And like, as long as your integrity with your being, and you're protected, and you're safe, and you literally golden egg bubble of protection, like nothing's in your field, all past energies, all cords, karmic, otherwise, just are severed, and your aura is sealed and protected and strong. Like, nothing can harm you. And walking in that knowing, yeah, that's why I don't like talk about too much anymore, like masks or this or that. Like, sometimes I do when I get on one, but for the most part I just like to keep it chill. But yeah, sometimes you gotta just express. And I'm almost on my moon, like, but see, normalize that too. Like, normalize talking about periods, normalize fucking normalizing bodily changes, help teenagers figure out what the fuck puberty is. Like, I don't know, like, show kids how to work on cars, you know, like, have a school where they learn how to fucking garden, and, like, seasons of year, and moon phases, and meditation, you know, like, I could keep going on. Like, okay, let's keep doing it. Like, schools of the future. How would I want my school to be? I would love to have a debate class. That would be great. I feel like, because it's like healthy forms of communication, and then nonviolent communication. You could have a nonviolent communication class for children. You could have fucking, dude, in Japan, the kids clean the classrooms. Like, it's not rocket science, you know, people are doing it. We're out here. Human beings, we are rapidly accelerating. Like, all this is just, like, such entertainment. It literally feels like a movie. I'm like, am I in a movie for aliens? Because if I am, I hope they're enjoying the show, because it's been a wild ride. It's like, yeah, when I said we can't leave Earth, I feel like it's more so that, like, it's so dense here, and it is moving up in density, but, like, light beings have to incarnate here in this body and go through certain things to remember who they are. And for some people, it's not their time to wake up. The best advice I ever received was, if you love someone, let them sleep. And I was like, wow, yeah. Sometimes that's the most compassionate, because trying to force someone's eyes awake, because it's a lot. It's a lot. Like, it's a lot. Like, but for those of us that have done it for a long time, keep waking up, keep remembering, keep being like, oh, this is how we do it, you know? I'm not really a talker this time. That's why, I mean, I'm talking for a long time, but I'm also a Libra, so I am a talker, visionary, whatever. But I find my best impact is just by doing and being and leading in my daily life. And yeah, the internet isn't really part of my daily life. But sometimes I like to share here too, because it's all valid. It's all valid. Yeah, like, people in the cities getting, you know, the boop. They're valid. They're scared. They're like, fuck it, man. I want to travel. I want to go do the thing. I'm like, cool. I'm glad I'm here. I'm glad I'm not. I'm glad I'm here. I'm glad I'm here. Yeah. Because just because. It's crazy to be on these islands for so long. Most people are like, yeah, I got here a week ago, and everyone just ships out, and I'm like, alright. But, yeah. I'm still chilling. Somehow. The grace of God. That's literally how I get by. So if shit isn't working out for you, try it. Because sometimes shit not be working out for me, and then I'm like, the grace of God, and then shit just be working out. I don't know. But once I realized I was everything, and that, like, I am God, and we are all God, and, like, have reverence for people as if they were all God, you know. But then you got, like, Zeus characters who are just, like, you know, and it's kind of hard to take them as part of yourself. You're like, fuck, man. But then you're like, alright, I guess, you know. But some people feel that way about, like, Hades and Persephone, and I rock with them super hard. And some people feel that way about, like, Hera, because she's, like, mean. But, like, I get it. I get Zeus, too. I mean, he's fucking God. Like, what? You know, but at the same time, I'm like, you got the... Never mind. I don't know. Whatever. That's a whole different conversation. But yeah, we can learn a lot from those stories. It's all just stories. Oh my god, it's literally all just stories. If you just like fucking tell yourself a story, what kind of story would you want to tell yourself? A really epic story where you do a lot of cool shit? Or one when you're scared at home? I don't know. I definitely came into this life to experience the full spectrum of humanness. So, just remember, forgive yourself, forgive your parents, and your parents' parents, and your friends, and that one guy who you don't talk to anymore, and that one girl who you don't talk to anymore. And that group of friends that it got kind of weird because dynamics. Just remember, it's all for us to learn and grow and heal whatever is in us that is creating that. And collectively, we created this situation. So a lot of people want to blame other entities, but like collectively, we dreamed this scenario. So only time will tell. But just keep dreaming, grounding, honoring, listening, sharing. I'm getting transmissions from the light outside, just so you know, so I keep looking and coming back. Anyway, it's at 333. Shiva Shambho.